Hello, I'm marialpayer and I'm a watercolorist. If you have been a visitor to my studio in the past, welcome back. And to those of you who have missed this stop on the route before, welcome to my artful sanctuary. I am so glad you all dropped by on your Visual Arts in Bloom tour this weekend. All things start with a spark, an inspiration, if you will. Once inspired, it's time to plan. I consider the planning part of the creative process my interpretation period. Interpretation gives me direction, and with that direction, I am able to delve into the process. The end result of the creative process, hopefully, is an accomplished vision. The visions included on this short video are for sale in original or print form. Inquiries may be made to marialpayer@gmail.com. Thank you.
My subject matter is primarily rooted in my personal experience. Whether it be the dawn of a new day, a moment in my kitchen, a sight I encounter while out and about, or people that populate my world, all this and more is fodder for my imagination. And while I sometimes set up a still life or paint plein air, it is not a frequent habit. Instead, I am prone to use a camera to record the moment. When I first started to paint 8 years ago, I relied heavily on photos. But at this stage in my artistry, I'm finally beginning to think of those camera images more as reference visuals. Yes, the camera has recorded an image, but it is not my objective to redo the same picture in paint. All of this brings me to the place where my personal interpretation is invited in and welcomed. As I begin to develop a composition, I will use the freedom I possess to elaborate on the subject. It is through interpretation that I make my own statement. As an artist, I suppose I have a tendency to absorb life's daily events through a visual filter. As a result, I find I am often bombarded with imagery. For me, the interpretation happens when I am deciding how and what I want to bring to life on the paper. My paintings commonly result from intimate observations or a longing to portray a moment in time. Once my subject decision is made, my attention shifts to establishing a focal point and then the manner in which light will play a significant role in the finished watercolor. And with this, the process begins. Equipped with a solid idea and a strong composition, I am ready to move on to the process of creating a painting. I find crafting a watercolor is more than just putting brush to paper. A value study, my first step in the process, is accomplished using a single neutral color. It is, for me, a friendly introduction and does away with the confusion that color can add. My value study also allows me to establish major areas of darks and lights, those forms that will move the eye through the painting. My second step is choosing a color palette. Small color experiments and miniature color cartoons are good guides. The third step is about doing the drawing. In order to avoid damaging the watercolor paper, I compose on tracing paper and then transfer the image to the watercolor paper. With the underlying sketch done, I am finally ready to paint. Every artist has a distinct and personal way of seeing. I personally am captivated by the textures, the shapes, the hue, the light. All the many marvelous sights in the world prompt this painter to pick up a brush. Magnifying the joy I find in the creative process is the possibility of sharing these visual celebrations with you. You may witness what I sense and see by glancing at my watercolors. I promise that these paintings, along with others to come, will be part of my studio exhibit on the next Arts in Bloom tour. I hope you will stop in at 68 Fox Road. I vow to have colorful surprises waiting for you.
Due to the COVID-19 obstacle, the actual Visions 2020 tour of Salem County Artist Studios is being postponed until November. I hope you will circle the 28th and 29th of the month, the weekend after Thanksgiving, on your calendar. And watch for news of the tour on the Arts in Bloom Facebook page. If all goes well, you will be able to join some friends, plan your visit, and be part of Revisions 2020. Until then, I invite you to check out my website, www.marialpayer.weebly.com. Thank you for coming. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you soon.